morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. I wanted to bring back a segment that I used to do on the channel about car news to keep you guys up to date on the latest and greatest in the automotive industry so you don't miss anything. And recently, there has been a lot of cool news and announcements. I also wanted to try something with you guys, and that is user-generated content. So, I want to see what happens if you guys come up with a bunch of ideas, post them in the comment section below for videos you want to see Vehicle Virgins create, and then the ones with the most likes, within reason. Obviously, blowing up my Huracan isn't going to be a video idea that I'm going to do.
Do it! Make your dreams come true!
I'll actually do videos that you guys propose. I think it'd be a really cool way to provide some content that you guys really want to see and have some interaction between us. So post your best idea in the comments below. Let's see. I know you guys are creative. I am excited to see what everyone comes up with. We've got a lot of cool stuff from McLaren as of recent, but one piece of tragedy. Unfortunately, a Mclaren Senna crashed very badly 40 miles east of London in Essex. It smashed into two cars head on, causing one of them to actually flip over. I imagine the front splitter and just how low and angled the front of the McLaren almost acted as some sort of a ramp. The good news is nobody was injured. That goes, when you see the pictures of this crash, I'll throw some up. It's unbelievable how damaged the McLaren actually is, and nobody is injured. And that's due to the fact that it has a carbon fiber monocage that is incredibly strong to keep the passenger safe. Unfortunately, the front of the car is really banged up. There's suspension damage. It's questionable whether or not the McLaren Senna is totaled. I guess only time will tell. On the positive side, McLaren has released a new car, the 720S Spyder. Well, they call it a new car, but really it's just the open-top version of the 720S. Same power, 710 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque. It's based on the monocage 2 chassis that the 720S has, although it's been slightly modified for the open top. They call it the monocage 2. The crazy part is, it's actually only 108 pounds heavier than the coupe. That's basically a negligible difference in weight, meaning all of the performance figures are the same. The top operation is super quick. It opens in just 11 seconds at speeds of up to 31 miles an hour. It is so nice when a convertible can actually open up while you are moving instead of having to be stationary. The 650S before it had a much slower speed at which you could activate it, and it took longer as well. There is even an optional electrochromic roof. That's right, that is one of the craziest words ever, that actually tints itself with the click of a button. So the roof lets in sunlight. Let's say it's pounding down on your face. You don't want to get a sunburn. You can click a button and all of a sudden it tints it. How cool is that? Some of the higher end airplanes nowadays are doing that as well. There's also different programming for the rear spoiler depending upon if the roof is up or down. Obviously, when the roof is down, there's different aerodynamic characteristics, so the spoiler has to respond differently. Top speed is the same at 212 miles an hour, and it can even go 202 miles an hour with the top down. That would take some serious guts. I can't imagine going over 200 in a convertible. That is awesome. First deliveries are scheduled in March of 2019 with a base price of $315,000. Before we get to the next news segment, we got Vehicle Virgins hats for sale. Finally, I am so stoked on the design of this hat. I'm not even gonna take it off because my hair is so bad right now, but we've got them in black and we've got them in white. I've got a link in the description below for that. shopvv.tv, super high quality, and you can rep Vehicle Virgins merchandise and help support the channel. Or you can just wear a badass looking hat. Either way. All right, let's roll. The Bugatti Chiron apparently has some new competition from the design house Pininfarina. They have finally released the name for their next generation hypercar, and it is called the Battista. Battista is actually the first name of the founder of the company, Battista Pininfarina, or Battista Farina, when he was born. Well, he died in 1966. The company is now run by his grandson, who wanted his legacy to live on. This is supposed to be the most powerful car ever to come out of Italy, and if they actually achieve the target power statistics that they are going for, it is absolutely going to be that and more. 1,900 horsepower and 1,696 pound-feet of torque. That is unbelievable. The claimed 0 to 60 time is under 2 seconds with a top speed of 250 miles an hour. Now, Pininfarina is building the car, but they're actually borrowing the powertrain from the company Rimac, who brought us the Concept 1 as well as the C2. Considering the fact that the C2 has 1,914 horsepower, I'd say they're probably gonna stick right on target with that 1,900 horsepower power figure. It'll be interesting to see how tire technology advances with these hypercars that are claiming to be able to do 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. We haven't seen a production car that can do that yet, and a lot of it is due to traction issues, not actually how much power and torque the cars are making. But there's one thing for sure, nothing is going to beat an electric car off the line with the instant power and torque from 0 RPMs. It just launches from a standstill like nobody's business. This next generation of hypercars that are all electric is going to change the game for what 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 mile per hour times can actually do, like we'll see hopefully with the Tesla Roadster. They're only going to be making 150 Batistas. 50 of them are coming to the United States. They're starting at about $2 to $2.5 million, and they will be scheduled for delivery in late 2020. That'll be a cool car to see on the road. The Ital Design GTR 50 has been confirmed to go into production. I saw this car at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and everyone thought, well, it's just a really cool concept version of what potentially a next generation GTR would actually look like. Well, it turns out they are actually going to make them, and they're only making 50. It's based on the Nismo's engine, that 3.8 liter twin turbocharged V6, although power has been increased significantly. Horsepower has been bumped significantly from 600 to 710, and torque from 481 to 575 pound-feet of torque. There's no denying the design is absolutely stunning and futuristic. There is only one problem. It's going to cost $1.12 million, which, when I think about it, that much money for essentially just a GTR is kind of ridiculous. Now, you are paying for exclusivity, and it's to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Ital Design as well as the GTR, but man, I don't think I would pay $1.12 million for one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the GTR 50 is actually worth that much money? We've got some news and sound clips from the Aston Martin Valkyrie, and it sounds absolutely incredible. I have been so excited about this project ever since it was announced, and finally, we not only get to hear the incredible F1 sounding V12, we also know a bit more information about it. So they are partnering with Cosworth, who is building the engine for the Valkyrie, and it is an absolute masterpiece. Every single component, weight was taken into consideration. The engine itself weighs just over 200 kilograms, which is extraordinarily impressive considering the fact that it's 6.5 liter V12. But the most impressive statistic is that it makes 1,000 horsepower and it's naturally aspirated. That's right, 1,000 horsepower out of a car that doesn't have turbochargers or a supercharger. It's actually the highest horsepower per liter ever on a production car at 153 horsepower per liter. Unbelievable. But most importantly, it sounds amazing. And it's interesting, in today's day and age with everyone going hybrid technology, I'll talk a little bit more about the hybrid powertrain in the Valkyrie, that might be the most powerful engine ever to be created for the rest of eternity. Who else is gonna make 1,000 horsepower F1 derived V12 now that we have to take fuel economy into consideration? Well, they might have created the best V12 of all time. Now, it's going to get a boost from a hybrid powertrain system, although they claim it acts very differently than a normal hybrid system. All it's really going to do is boost torque at low end in the RPM range, so that'll help off the line, and then it'll boost power at the top end as well. We don't know exactly how much the hybrid powertrain is going to add. Approximately 100 is a fair guess, but only time will tell. The crazy part is the construction of the Valkyrie is 100% carbon fiber. There is not a single piece of steel in the structure of the car, and that helps it achieve its ridiculous power to weight ratio of 1:1. That's right. Exact same as the Koenigsegg 1:1, only the aerodynamics of this thing are on a whole nother level. There's been a bit of disappointing news recently from Bugatti. In an interview with Motor Trend, the CEO, Stephen Winkelmann, said that there will not be an open-top version of the Bugatti Chiron, which is interesting considering they made the Grand Sport and the Grand Sport Vitesse, which was such a cool addition to the Bugatti Veyron fleet, that they wouldn't do that with the Bugatti Chiron. Although I believe in the construction of the vehicle, it makes it tricky with that center spine. There is, however, a sky view option for 2 sunroofs, one up here and one for the passenger, if you do want to see the stars. Still not quite as cool as an open top version. Now, the previous CEO of Bugatti said they were going to do their world record attempt in 2018. And unfortunately, and this really bums me out, the CEO, Stephen Winkelmann, says he's not interested in setting the speed record. They're more focused on acceleration and handling as demonstrated by the production of the Bugatti Divo, which many people didn't actually like. It has a significantly lower top speed, 236 miles an hour. Does look pretty cool, but definitely polarizing. I remember at the launch of it, some people standing next to me who are customers said that they absolutely hated it and it didn't look anything like the designs presented to them. But considering they made a track specialty version of the Chiron, maybe we'll see a top speed specialty version of the Chiron, because the CEO actually said that the Chiron isn't the true successor to the Veyron Supersport. Not exactly sure what that means, but I guess we will find out. I do find it very weird, however, that all of a sudden they would lose interest in having the top speed record when that was the entire point of the Bugatti Veyron before it. And now it has more power. Yeah, I don't get it. Currently, the record is held by Koenigsegg, and it might stay that way for a long time. Some leaked images of the new Toyota Supra have been leaked prior to its reveal at the Detroit Auto Show, and it actually looks really cool. The only bummer is it feels like they've been teasing the release of the Supra for so long that it no longer is exciting that it's coming out. Needless to say, we will see it at the 2019 Detroit Auto Show, and it will be nice to actually see the full production car instead of concepts and a whole bunch of different cloaked camo wraps. It's crazy that the press has actually driven the car, yet they haven't even revealed what it looks like yet. It's going to be developed on the same platform as the BMW Z4, and after seeing that vehicle in person, I think that is a good thing. There's going to be several different engine options. The exciting one for now is going to be that 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6 that should produce somewhere around 335 horsepower. I definitely want to get my hands behind the wheel of the new Supra to do a full review, because it's exciting that they're bringing back that nameplate for Toyota. Big move, honestly, to have a sort of flagship sports car for the brand that they are completely lacking currently. Sales are going to start in the summer of 2019. However, the first one is going on sale at the charity auction at Barrett-Jackson. It will be interesting to find out how much that sells for. Some news in my life, the E63 is about to tick over 11,000 miles right as I am saying this. Very exciting. It has been an amazing journey owning this car. Honestly, I don't really want to get rid of it. My lease runs up at the end of December of next year, so I did a 2-year lease on the car, and I've been thinking of replacements, but I just love the dual nature, the dual personality of luxury and sports car that the E63 embodies so much that I don't know. I don't even know what I would possibly replace it with that is in this price range. Everything else that really could replace it would be a heck of a lot more expensive. The Lamborghini is at 28,900 miles, coming up on 30K, still running strong with that supercharger. Still got to get those codes figured out, but the car has been running strong, hasn't popped any check engine lights. I really do want to figure out how I can actually get the car to launch, because apparently there is no launch control limiter that exists according to Road and Track, so my car should be able to launch as many times as I want. The Ferrari has 2,900 miles on it. Creeping up there, it's actually getting scary and a little bit stressful driving that car as the miles go higher and higher, because I believe the highest mileage one in the world that I have seen online is 6,000 miles. That's unbelievable. So hopefully people start driving their Apertas more so I can worry a little less about the miles. But that car is just so dang fun to drive. Then on the house, I've been posting a little bit less frequently, and I'm sorry about that, guys. Been hanging out with family around the holidays. Obviously, I want to have some time to myself, experience the holidays, and actually see friends and family a bit. And I've been working hard on the house project is coming along well. I'll definitely have to do an update video on that as well. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.